Hello, my name is Marika Lake and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new around here, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button down below. I live with my hubby Greg on the west coast of Australia, and we have 4 children: William, who's 12, Emily, who's 7, Crew, who's 5, and Jackson, who has recently turned 4 years old. And we are in our 3rd year of homeschooling. Today, I'm going to do another homeschooling video for you, and I'm going to give you a look at how I schedule out my week and each kind of individual day teaching 4 children at different age levels. As I said, I have 4 children. My oldest son is Will. He is in grade 7. And then my next child down is Em, and she is in grade 3. I have Cruz, who is then in grade 1. And I have Jackson, who's just starting out kindergarten this year. Now, kindergarten here in Western Australia is not compulsory. You don't actually have to go and do kindergarten. It's for 4 and 5-year-olds, and it's only a couple of days a week, but we have started doing work with Jackson. Now, obviously I have different age ranges of children, and I still have kids that I need to be working one-on-one with them. And so that can be tricky. I have 3 kids that actually still need a lot of one-on-one work. So what I'm going to show you today is how I balance my time with teaching all of the children and giving 3 of those children one-on-one work. Now, to make this video a little bit easier to talk through, I have actually put my schedule down on a piece of paper, and I will flip the camera around and show you that and talk through how I kind of organize my day. Okay, so here's a little look-see at my week. Now, in our homeschool, we only do homeschool actually 4 days a week. So we do homeschool on a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and a Friday, and we actually have Wednesday off. Now, the reason we take Wednesday off, it's actually my husband's day off from work that day because we do a lot of work on the weekends. And so we take Wednesday as a family day. So we spend time as a family, and we'll go and do various things around our city. So we'll go on excursions to places like SciTech or the zoo. We'll go snorkeling. Just spending fun time as a family together. We like to take hikes out in nature, go to the movies, all that kind of fun stuff. Some of it's educational, but really it's all about spending time as a family. So we don't do any schoolwork on a Wednesday. So on a Monday is actually a full day at home for us. And so I've kind of just resorted to the fact that I'm going to be spending all of my time on Monday doing schoolwork. When I was only homeschooling 3 children, all of our school would be done before lunchtime, and then I had the afternoon free to do my things, housework, go out, all those kind of things. But now that I have 4 children and lots of them requiring one-on-one, I've just kind of resorted to the fact that Monday and Thursday for me is at home, and we're going to do school pretty much all of the day. And so it's just a mindset. So I haven't written any times because our day, even though it is scheduled out, is kind of fluid. Generally, we start our school day at 9 a.m. in the morning. But if we're earlier, which never really happens, or later than that, it's okay. So I haven't listed a time, but generally we start around 9 a.m. So the children get up, they have their breakfast, they do their morning jobs, and then we'll start school at 9 o'clock. We start off with Bible studies, and this is an all-in together lesson. We're actually doing the mini Easter unit from Gather Round Homeschool at the moment, and that's something that we all do together. So we start Monday morning off worshipping together, we read aloud and complete our notebook pages together. There's only a couple of notebook pages in each of their journals, and they're usually the same pages, and we can work on that together. So after Bible studies, we move into our Gather Round unit study. Now we start off all together, so all of the children together. We are studying Asia at the moment, so we start off by watching videos on YouTube together, and then I will read aloud and they'll all be listening. Now sometimes during this we will actually be eating morning tea at the table while I'm reading or watching videos, or we take a short break. And so after we've done the portions where we work together, we then move on to our notebooking pages. Now, William, who's in grade 7, is independent enough that he can actually do the work on his own, and he's self-motivated to do that, which is great. So he will go off and work on his own. He asks for help if he needs it, and then I will check at the end how he went. But he is working pretty much independently, and he's in grade 7. Now, Emily and Cruz and Jackson are the kids that require my one-on-one attention. So at this point in time, Jackson's not doing schoolwork. He's free to go and play. So I have a shelf with lots of puzzles, Play-Doh, chalkboards and things that he can use, or he can play with his toys in his room. Sometimes he will jump on reading eggs or something like that, but he is doing independent play at this stage. Now, Emily will work with me first, so I will help her to complete her notebooking pages. And while I'm helping her, Cruz will actually go on the computer and do computer work that he can complete independently by himself. Now, we use reading eggs and math seeds, and so he is sitting next to me completing that, and Emily is on the other side of me while I work with her. And so if Cruz does need my help, I am there to help him out, but mostly I am helping Emily. And then once I have finished Emily's notebook with her, these two switch around. So then I will sit and work with Cruz one-on-one, and Emily will jump on and do her maths online or handwriting book, something that she can do independently. Again, she still sits next to me on one side, and I can help her if she needs to. And Cruz is sitting on the other side of me, and then I will help him with his notebooking pages until we are finished. And then after that, we do maths online. Mostly between these two, we will have some kind of break where they'll have some free play and something to eat. If we have made it to lunchtime, we'll do maths after lunch, or we can do it in here before we hit the afternoon. So maths either done just before lunch, or we will do it afterwards. So maths online, the children are able to work independently, and I'm sitting with them and are there to help if they need anything. William pretty much can do it on his own, and I just sit between Emily and Cruz, the two younger children, and I can help them when they need it. Then in the afternoon after lunch is where I'll sit down with Jackson one-on-one and work with him. We're working through the letters and numbers book from Gather Round Homeschool. He does reading eggs online and math seeds as well. And so that's just a short amount of time that we're doing kindy work together, but I work with him one-on-one. And in the afternoon, the older children, they get free a portion of time for free tech time. And so they will go on technology, they will go outside and play, ride their bike, all that kind of stuff. And so that's what Monday looks like. And then when I have finished all of school, then I take the time for myself of things I need to do, whether that's going to the gym when my husband's at home, doing housework, all that kind of stuff. Now on Tuesday, in the morning, we go out with our homeschool friends. We've got a big group of friends that meet together every week, and we go do something fun. It might be trips to the beach, trips to playgrounds, exploring nature, some fun excursions, all those kind of things. And so that usually takes us all morning up until lunchtime. We'll come home, we'll have lunch, have a little bit of a rest, and then we get into our studies. We don't do math on a Tuesday, we just do our Gather Round unit study and our Easter mini unit study as well. And that works all exactly the same as I have just explained to you. Bible study, the only thing that is different is that we don't do worship. We generally just do worship on the Monday, and if they ask for it during the week, then I'll pop it on. But that is just all that we do on a Tuesday. Wednesday, as I said, is family day, and then we come to Thursday. And Thursday, again, is exactly like Monday. We devoted a whole day to homeschool, and we work through our day just like we do on Monday. And then in the afternoon, my daughter has dancing. Now, Friday, we do homeschool again, but we actually meet with a small homeschool co-op. If you don't know what a co-op is, it's where families come together to do homeschool together, basically. And this is just a small group that we have set up. And we're usually there all morning, and we do science and history lessons together. And 2 out of the 4 weeks, I'm there doing those lessons, and the other 2, I actually get the morning off. I get to drop them off and come and pick them up later. but this is my favorite part of the week. So my children's favorite part of the week. They love their homeschool co-op group. So they do science and history there. And then every second Friday, I do schoolwork with Jackson. Kindy here in Western Australia is 2 days one week, 3 days the next. And so I will work with Jackson on his kindy work, either in the morning while the kids are at co-op or in the afternoon. And so in the afternoons is when I work with Jackson. I know usually it's best to work with them first thing in the morning, but it just hasn't worked out that way in our house. It's easier for me to get the kids' work over and done with and then spend one-on-one time with him in the afternoon. Now, some other tips and tricks that I have learnt over the last few years about how to homeschool with multiple children when there's just one of me and they all kind of need my attention, is just a few things. Now, not everything needs to be done in your homeschool time. And so, for example, a lot of reading that I do with my children is done outside of the time I've kind of allocated for homeschool. So, for example, at bedtime, I will sit with my daughter and she will read aloud to me from the book that she is reading, and I will then also read aloud to her as well. So story time, we do story time all the time in our house, but it's just done in different parts of our day. So usually for us, it is at bedtime. So don't think that you need to fit all of the things that you're doing for homeschool into that one kind of, block that you have set apart. You'll actually find that your things that you're doing for school is spread out all over your days. For example, including things like cooking with your children. So if you get your children to help cook meals with you, whether that's breakfast, lunch, dinner, baking, whatever it is, that's also learning time that you can include in your plan for your moderator to see, doing science, health studies, things like that. And so not everything that's homeschool related needs to fit into your homeschool chunk. You can spread it out. Also, in saying that, if I don't get to doing kindy work with Jackson during the week and I have time on the weekend to do it, then I will do it with him. So I can take time on a Saturday morning where I can sit down and do a little bit of schoolwork with him where he is fresh. And so it just helps to spread out the load throughout my week so I'm not having to get it all done in the one day. And so you get to pick and choose with homeschooling what days that you do homeschooling. And if it works best for you to do a little bit in the morning on the weekend, then you can go and do that. That's the beauty of flexibility of homeschooling. Also, another tip is that you don't have to do all the subjects all the time. And so for here in Western Australia, our school terms are broken down into 4 terms. And so you might take the other subjects and spread them out through over the year. For example, for the first year, you might have a history focus. So you'll do math, you will do your language and literacy. For us, we would do our Bible, and then we might add in history. And then term 2, we will have a geography focus. And so instead of doing history, now we're going to do geography in its place. In term 3, we'll switch those out and have a science focus. And in term 4, we might have a technologies and art focus. You don't have to do every single subject every term, and you definitely have to don't do every single subject every week or every day. You can spread those out over the year. As long as you're covering science within the year in multiple ways, you can spread that out. You don't have to do everything all at once. And if you're really struggling with your scheduling, if you're new to homeschooling and it's taking your children a little bit of time to work through the most important subjects that you want to teach them, then back off on those extra ones and just do them maybe once a week and have a focus for a term. And we are totally flexible in that plan. As I said, I did not include times on the sheet that I showed you because every day does look a little bit different. Generally, we start at 9 a.m, but I'm totally flexible. If my children are super engaged in some kind of game, I won't pull them away to start school. I'll let them keep going and we'll just shuffle our school day back. Same said as well, if we are super tired or we have sick children in the house, then we will take a break from school for that day and we might just do some bare minimum stuff. So we might just watch some videos and the children can listen to me read aloud, but for the writing, we'll put that off and finish that another day. We love to have flexibility in our house. That's why one of the reasons we chose to do homeschool, and so we're super flexible in that schedule. And my biggest thing for being able to spread yourself between children is have some work or something that your children can do while you are helping one child. And so I've kind of set my day up. I know that I'm going to need to work with Emily first, and Cruz will have the things that he can do independently ready for him to do, and they're both sitting next to me. We all gather around the one table in our house, which works wonders because we can all be together, some children working independently, but I'm there and I can reach across the table or to the child next to me and help them no matter kind of what they're doing. We're all kind of in the same place. And so that's what works for me. And so sometimes if I don't have anything organized, I'll just say, hey, could you go and find something to do? And we have an art trolley that's in our homeschool, and they know they can grab that art trolley out and do some coloring or some painting while they're waiting for me. They might leave the table and go find their little brother Jackson, and they'll play with him. They love to play Play-Doh with him and get the kinetic sand out or the magnet tiles. And so they kind of have a whole group of things that they know that they can go and do. And so I can quickly say to them, Mummy's just working with Cruz right now. Could you find something else to do? And Emily kind of already mentally kind of knows all the things that she can do while she's waiting for me. And then she's not hanging around, getting up to mischief, annoying the other kids. She is engaged while I'm working one-on-one with that child. I hope that you found that video helpful. It's just really a look at how I do things and just to give you some ideas about how you could structure your day, structure your week to make it work for you. If you have any questions for me, please leave a comment in the description box down below. Or if there's anything that you would like me to do a video on, I'd love to hear some of your suggestions. I'm here to help. That's why I started my channel, is because I love helping people in the homeschool community. Thank you so much for watching my video today, and I will see you next time. Bye.